Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Words They Wish They Could Take Back, and we will be having initials at the end of every pile, so stick around to verify your reading with the initials at the end. And to start, I'm just going to grab my trusty magic wand here. To start, we have three piles to choose from. We have pile number 1, which is the yellow tea light, pile number 2, which is the purple tea light, and pile number 3, which is the orange tea light. So we're going to go ahead and get into your reading. I hope everybody is doing well out there. Leave me a comment and let me know how you're doing, how you're hanging in there in these crazy times. For those of you that are wanting a personal tarot reading for me or a natal chart reading for me, you can see in the description box below how to book a one-on-one natal chart reading or how to book an I was going to say astrology reading, of course, but also how to book a tarot reading with me too, if you so desire. So let's go ahead and get into it for today. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much here. Let's go ahead and start with pile number 1, okay? Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow tea light, and today's reading is called Words They Wish They Could Take Back. We are going to look at your oracle cards first, then we'll do the tarot, and at the end we'll do initials. So stick around to verify your reading. So pile number 1, we're going to go ahead and take a deep breath and drop into the energy and see words they wish that they could take back, okay? I just got the word peaches, so maybe somebody is having peaches or had something peach flavored, or knows somebody with that nickname, but let's go ahead and see words they wish they could take back. A little shuffle there. Page of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. Let's go ahead and see. The Page of Pentacles talks about taking things one step at a time and making things materialize in a way that is very uniform, that is very stable and enduring. And the Page of Pentacles also has to do with studying something. Some of you here may be studying something new or taking on some type of undertaking having to do with that. But it's always good to be a perpetual learner or a perpetual student of life. So let's go ahead for my pile number 1s. Maybe you guys were talking about that recently with someone. I just heard one-on-one, so perhaps you had a one-on-one at work or a one-on-one with a friend, or just basically a one-on-one conversation, perhaps talking about your goals or the things that you'd like to learn or do. So let's go ahead and get with it. Pile number 1, 111, baby, let's do it. Words they wish they could take back. We have Taurus and the bombshell here. Okay, and we have separation. Okay, so something that this person said that caused caused you to be unsure of this connection. Pile number 1. And I feel some of you could be very careful when it comes to romantic relationships. And I think you don't just kind of give yourself over to just any old thing in life. I think you guys like to look for something that's practical and stay stable, and rational is another word that I'm getting. And you like to see that people are very deliberate and loyal, and you like to see things grow. And I feel like there is something that this person said or did that broke that up or broke the trust in the situation, okay? We may have a Taurus or someone who has Taurus in their chart here as well. We have self-love, okay? And I'm also getting that somebody could have made a negative comment about your appearance, pile number 1, or said something negative about the way you look, dress, talk, whatever it is, that made you withdraw from that person. And I feel like this person is saying, you know, I didn't want to give you the impression that I was unsure about you, or that I didn't like you, or I wasn't attracted to you, or that I wasn't into you, because I feel like this person, I feel like you guys could have withdrawn from this situation to you know, sort of, as they say, lick your wounds, you know, or you kind of withdrew your affection or love for this person because you started to feel unsure of them because of some of the things that they said, okay? And it says sadness and missing you. So this person is really missing the way that you are, pile number one. And I feel like you're a catch. I feel like you're a class act. I feel like you're a good friend. You know, we had the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I do feel like you're a loyal, dependable person. And, you know, and I feel like you're a very sensuous person and you're a very solid person and you like to honor your commitments to other people. But if people say and do things, you're also a person who can, you know, it's funny, I said peaches, and here is literally 2 peaches on this card, which is so funny because I was channeling that. But I also kind of feel like if there's a reason to doubt a situation, you'll pull back your energy, or you will stop trusting that person, or you will become suspicious of their motives or why they're in your life, okay? And I'm also feeling like, you know, somebody who has Native American blood, or maybe you have that in your family line, or somebody who has really beautiful hair, like thick, dark hair. I'm also getting here too. All right, so let's see what else we have. We have here, wow, this card came up the other day too. Go on a holiday, there you'll find your way, vacation. And it looks like somebody's drawn, anyways, at the beach and is drawn, you know, a heart in the sand and just getting away. Getting away. And I feel like this person is like, come back, you know? And I also feel like for some of you, you could be at a distance from this person, or you met them on a vacation, or some of you here may be planning a vacation in the future to make some memories for yourself, to self-care, pamper, and take care of yourself away from this person. And I even get a feeling that some of you may have posted pictures on social media about a trip, or a trip that you're planning about, or something that you're very excited about. Okay, and the fact that this person is no longer a part of your plans or your dreams or your goals is like, you know, tough for this person to take. But I also feel like at the time they didn't really act like they cared too much when all this came up, because I'm getting an image of someone like shrugging their shoulders and going kind of, well, you know, it is what it is, or you got to do what you got to do, or something. And by this person acting that way, like, you know, I think you guys were just kind of like unsure of your future with this person. And you said, you know what, I am going to, you know, I'm going to go on a vacation, and if I meet someone on my vacation, or I'm going to go take myself to this new place I've never been before, and if I meet someone there, then cool. I'm not going to sit around and wait for this other person, okay? And anyway, pile number one, I'm also, it's 444 on my clock right now, so perhaps 444 has a special meaning for you. I just looked up and I saw it on my clock, okay? I do feel like this person is wondering when you're coming back, or if you will come back, or, you know, technically there's a separation right now. Technically you can do whatever you want, I feel, pile number one. But I also feel like this person is sad about it. You know, they're sad about it. But I don't know. I feel like pile number one, you could have given them chances to express themselves, and they just didn't do it, you know? And for you, it may be less about the words that they said versus the possibility of what they could have said, instead of just letting you walk away, you know? Because sometimes it's not what people say, it's the words that are not actually said, all right, that causes an issue. So let's go ahead and see words they wish they could take back. What is this? Actually, what does this person want pile number one to know? What does this person want pile number one to know, please? What does this person want pile number one? to know. Okay. Judgment on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So painful, painful emotions, and sometimes liberation is scary, it's intense, it's deep. And but I feel like with you, I almost feel like it's an awakening where it's like, these things that used to hold me back in the past are no longer gonna hold me back anymore, and my spirit needs to breathe and needs to be released, is what I feel. Okay. And I feel like you're saying I need room to breathe, and I need room to grow, and I need room to change. And it's not easy, but at the same time, this is what I need. And I feel like you're not going back to this situation or this person, pile number one. And I mean, once we see judgment, there's really no going back anyway. And I feel like, you're learning, like, where do I go from here? Okay. But let's see, out of curiosity, pile number one, we can see, what does this person have to say? 3 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, okay, and 4 of Swords. All right. I feel like this person has been having a hard time, like with their health. They've been having a hard time sleeping, or they've been having a hard time. I kind of feel like, pile number one, this person's been having a hard time with their digestion, which is a really weird thing to say, but I just feel it. Okay. And maybe somebody in this connection had issues with their digestion in the past, but I also feel like digestion is kind of like, digesting what happened. And that sense of heartburn is another thing that I'm getting, or having to kind of sit with yourself after you have done a particular thing. Okay. So I do feel like this person feels burdened, is a word that I'm getting here, and that they've had to really sit with the consequences of their actions with the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. And it's been an uncomfortable situation for them. I also feel like this person's happy for you, in the sense, with the 3 of Wands, like, this person is saying that you're very brave, you're very courageous, and they hope that you, like, don't let anybody hold you back. Okay. And it's kind of like the whole hope you're well kind of message. Okay. And maybe this person has wanted to send you a message that says, hope you're well, or maybe they have occasionally sent you a message that just is, like, very simple, that says, how are things, hope you're well, or something like that. But I also feel like with the 3 of Wands, like, this person wishes they could take back something they said that impacted your self-worth, that impacted the way you feel about yourself. And I also feel like, you guys have broken away from that, though, pile number one. But I do feel that they said things to you that are not true about you, and could have made you feel less than, pile number one. Okay. With the 5 of Pentacles. And I think they really regret that. Okay. And I feel like this is really trite to say, but it's like, I feel like they're saying, I hope you're doing well. And I feel like with the 3 of Wands, like, they're saying, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. I don't think that you're a person that's, like, down on yourself, or incapable, or incapable of trusting or loving other people, this type of thing. I actually, like, think that you're a person that's very brave and courageous and independent. And I also feel like, pile number one, this independence kind of scares them a little bit too. Okay. And I'm getting the sense that you feel that that's a cop-out. And I understand, pile number one, I do, because as soon as I said that, the word cop-out just kind of flashed in my brain. But anyway, I mean, I feel like this person is saying, you know that you're like a very capable person and you're very strong-willed, and that when you want something, you go after it, and they hope that you know that about yourself, and they hope that they know that they see you as a person who's very strong and persevering, even through difficult circumstances. And sometimes when we go through difficult circumstances, we don't have a whole lot left to lose. So we might as well just go and do it and try anyway, you know? And I feel like this person is saying, you know, even when you're at your lowest low or you're feeling really bad, you still get up and go for it every day. You still try to make every day something special. And I feel like they're also saying with the Three of Wands and Five of Pentacles that you brought a lot of motivation and light into their life at the time. They just couldn't see it. Okay. And they hope with the Four of Swords that there is a peace and a harmony between you two that can eventually develop. And they hope that you're not worried about anything that they said. And they hope that your mind is settled and that your mind is not, you know, that you're feeling peaceful on the inside, okay? And that you're not worried about anything, that you just feel comfortable with the choices that you've made and the decisions that you've made, okay? And I feel it's kind of like an I'm sorry message here, a little bit like acknowledging the qualities that you do have, that they do admire in you, saying that you're a fighter and a survivor and that you've had to deal with some difficult experiences, and they hope that you're resting, relaxing, and enjoying your life a little bit more. And if they ever gave you the impression that they didn't like believe in you or they didn't think you could do something, then I feel like you guys are very independent, and I feel like you basically show the world every day through your actions that keeping your chin up and being like, I can do this, I've got this, okay? So I kind of feel like this is an I'm sorry, and you know, wishing maybe, I feel like this person didn't really take action either with the Three of Wands when faced with a certain choice when it came to you and them. And like I said, I think they were kind of underreacting to your news, and I feel like they missed out on a really good time with you, or they missed out on something special with you. And I feel like their response to it all, like they're acknowledging with the Three of Wands that they should have taken more action in the moment instead of just letting the moment pass them by. And like I said, for you guys, I feel it's a little bit more of what they didn't say, what they could have or should have or wanted to say, okay? So I feel like you guys are fine either way. This might have hurt in the moment, and it might have been disappointing in the moment, but I also feel like you guys are fine either way, you know? And I do feel like you have your sights set on further adventures in your life, okay? And I do feel it was disappointing, but I also think you're not going to lose sleep over it anymore. Okay, pile number one. Let's get some initials to validate your reading. If you see their initials or your initials, you can know that this reading is for you. We have D, the big D. Okay, we have DQ, disqualified. Oh my goodness. This person was disqualified from pile number one's life. They got the old DQ. Okay. That's like being really excited for something and wanting to go for something only to have it kind of be disappointing and having to live with that. I see here too, but this person knows that they basically disqualified themselves from the races for you, I guess is what we could say there. We have a B, DQB. We have a Z. We have a T, okay? Date and time, all right? And maybe that was really hard to kind of nail something down or find a date and time for something. But date and time is coming up here. We have JDT, all right, TJ, okay. BZ, like busy, you know, like very busy. I feel you guys have been very busy with things, and yeah, it's like with judgment, I feel like you guys are saying, I don't really want to look back. I'm not about that. I'm trying to look forward in my life and not ruminate too much on the past, okay? Let's see what else here for initials. Okay. We have an H, JH. We have an I, hid. Yeah, hid. Wow. This person saying, hi, all right? Like I said, hi, how are you? I hid, okay? I hid from you, or I hid from this difficult conversation. I hid from, you know, the consequences of things. I should have taken more actions on things, okay? And, yeah. TBD is to be determined, date and time. So maybe there was something around that fell through, or maybe you were waiting for this person and they didn't show up. Pile number one, but at the end of the day, I feel like you're gonna be just fine, okay? And tidbit, TIDBITT, tidbit. Okay, maybe someone said that recently, but that's here. We have hit, HIT, and we have N here, and N. Okay. In it. Okay. In it. Hitting it. All right. Maybe this person wishes they were hitting it. Pile number one. You know what I'm saying? In it or hitting it or something, but they got DQ'd. You know what I'm saying? They got disqualified from the, you know, they got kicked off. They're not even on the bench anymore. They got kicked off the bench. I don't know why I am using so many sport metaphors, but maybe somebody here was into sports or was a baller or a hooper or some type of thing. But anyway, yeah, we have an L, Lin, Lynn, okay. Lent, I think it's Lent right now anyway, but Hill, HILL, downtown Hill Street, or downtown DT, or Hill, or somebody that lives on a hill, or Hill Street. We also have the word Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill. We have Jill and Hill, okay. Jack fell down and broke his crown and whatever. But, and whatever, as they say. And lid. We have an S here. Slid, slide, slid. Okay, SH. Shit. Wow. Bullshit. Yeah, BLLSHIT, bullshit. DQ'd, bullshit. Okay, yeah, his bullshit is also here too. So, you know, he's basically saying, for those of you who are watching this for a guy, he is basically saying, this is because of my bullshit, or this is his bullshit. And he could have tried to have pinned that on you or taken that on you, pile number one. But at the end of the day, this is his bullshit, and this was his to lose, is what I am feeling here. Okay, we have list, LIST, all right, and yeah, so close to a kiss, right? We're missing the K. Is it, right? Is it his bullshit? I feel like some of you have asked that, and the answer to that is yes, this is his bullshit. This is his bullshit getting up in the mix, okay? And I feel like you guys are kind of saying, I don't believe his bullshit is something else that I'm seeing here in these letters, okay? And dis is also here. Dis, D-I-S, and then hiss, H-I-S-S. All right. So very interesting on that note, pile number 1. Some of you could have felt like they really dissed you in some type of a way. Snit. Oh, I was going to see if we had snitch here, but we're missing the C. Anyway, yeah, we're also missing the C for B-I-T-C-H. His bitch or his shit, or anyway, pile number 1, very interesting energy for you guys here. Is he late? Is something another for a date or something like that. Really missing out on an opportunity with you, pile number 1. And I think you guys are going to be doing fine. You guys seem like you got plenty going on. You seem like you've got a whole thing ahead of you, and that you're wanting to put some distance between yourself. And I think in the grand scheme of things, this scenario isn't terribly important to you anyway. So might as well get on with it, okay? Pile number 1, you just stay cool, okay? Thank you so much, my dears. And if you enjoyed that reading, go ahead and leave me a comment, like, share, or subscribe. Let's move on to pile number 2. Okay, then. Let's do it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the purple tea light, and today's reading is called Words They Wish They Could Take Back, okay? Cry me a river, right? As Justin Timberlake would say, cry me a river. Speaking of Justin Timberlake, I've been I've been looking at Britney Spears's astrology chart, and I'll probably read hers next. And for those of you that are interested, I'm also an astrologer, and on my channel there is a playlist where I'm analyzing basically celebrity charts. I just did Alanis Morissette last weekend. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and get into it. If any of you are interested in booking a natal chart reading with me, there's a link below in order to do that, or tarot reading too. So let's go ahead for my pile number 2s. As cool breeze on the ocean for my pile number 2s. As cool as a cucumber. Pile number 2. Unexpected charms coming your way. All right. I feel like all right. I'm seeing somebody rubbing another person's feet, or somebody may have feet that are hurting, or ask for a foot rub, or possibly a foot fetish, or thinking somebody's feet are really cute, because I'm seeing that right now too. Or possibly an offer to have someone rub your feet. Pile number 2, good for you. You're like, righty. Why did I just get Jesus and Mary Magdalene and the whole washing of the feet? Anyway, pile number 2. How religious of you. Let's go ahead and see. What else do we have here? Okay, I just heard marksmith. So somebody here may be very good at aiming for things, or like when you have your eyes set on a target. But let's go ahead for my pile number 2s. I just heard negative Nancy. So maybe you guys accuse someone of being a negative Nancy or something like that. But anyway, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and see what I just heard shark's tooth as well. Shark's tooth. Maybe somebody has a necklace with that, or something. But anyway, pile number 2. Let's get on with it. A. Now I'm sounding like a Canadian. Let's get on with it. A. We have the 2 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Let's look at your oracle cards first, then we'll look at the tarot. We have the North Node in Destiny. A. All right. Cool. Very cool. The North Node is about developing a new path and blossoming into a new journey and becoming something new that you couldn't comprehend before. The North Node is also called Rahu, and Rahu's interesting because Rahu just has a head and not a body, and represents the head of the snake, and represents the consuming of things, okay? It could also be maybe even like a love bombing type of thing where somebody is full of hot air. Rahu is associated with the element air. So where somebody is talking a lot, or somebody is promising a lot, or somebody is stating a lot that they want for their future, okay? Because the North Node is great, but it also, Rahu has a tendency to be very like wanting of things, without very desiring of things, without really knowing like what the consequences may be, or may be very like aggressive with going after what one wants without understanding the underlying reasons and things behind it. Anyway, pile number 2, we have healing heart here. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addiction. Okay, and this could be where we think everyone we meet is kind of like, you know, our destiny, or we have really, really, really high hopes that somebody is, you know, a fated person in our life, or we knew them from a past life or something. And let me just say, pile number 2, it's not always a great thing when we know someone from a past life, okay? I mean, sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. Sometimes it's better just to start fresh. But let's go ahead and see what else we have. We have insomnia here. Okay, so we have a person who's clearly wondering what you're up to, and wondering like what your journey has been like. I feel like this person very curious about what you've been up to and who you're with, or who you're spending time around, okay? And I feel like somebody losing sleep over what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're deciding to work on or do, okay? And you know what they say about opinions, pile number 2. Anyway, we have here Valentine's. So this is interesting. Says Valentine's on here, so there could be something that happened around Valentine's Day. The North Node, Rahu, is also where we can have really, really high expectations of something, but then the bottom falls out from underneath them, and we're left with questions that keep us up at night. And there could have been something that you expected from somebody, pile number 2, or something that you hoped an action a person would take, or a realization that someone would have, okay? And it says here, as all open their hearts, expect to be hit with Cupid's darts, Valentine's, okay? And so I kind of feel like somebody may have set you up for unrealistic expectations, pile number 2, and that you could be healing your heart as a result of, you know, what this person promised and then didn't deliver on, okay? And yeah, I also feel like someone could have given you the impression that what they were doing with their life, or what they were working on, was more important to them than you or love, okay? Or like selfish behavior, because Rahu in the North Node can also indicate where people are thinking that they have a very special destiny, and they're showing some very selfish behavior, destructive behavior, or bigoted behavior, okay? And it's kind of like, I'm special and you're not, okay? So this person could have been a bit of a love bombing type of an influence in your life, pile number 2, where you were expecting them to tell you certain things, or do certain things, or take certain actions. All open their hearts, expect to be hit with Cupid's darts. And so it's like that expectation, and that whole thing of, if I open up my heart, then I feel like this person could have told you, hey, I'm opening up my heart for you. And they could have just been getting out of a breakup or getting out of a situation themselves, but telling you that like you feel like a special person in their destiny, but they're just getting out of something. And, you know, this is a tough one, pile number 2. I got to take a drink of water real quick, okay? Hit me with the water. Anyway, I feel like this person put the expectations too high and, you know, and then made you really fret and worry. I'm also seeing a music sign. So somebody here could be a musician or into music, or somebody could have sent you music, or perhaps late at night with this insomnia, we have somebody listening to music late at night or sending each other music late at night, which, you know, words that and songs that we send to each other, like, you know how people will do that? They'll send each other songs. There's always kind of like an implied message in that. And, you know, this person could have sent you things that way, or sent you little love darts or little hints that they were about to, you know, like fulfill your greatest desires when it comes to love, okay? And yeah, so this is very interesting. I feel like this person really could have made you feel special, or really made you feel like there was an opportunity here, and then, you know, like backed out and really made you worry and overthink. I feel pile number 2, okay? So sometimes people say the wrong things or do the wrong actions, which contributes to other people's suffering, you know, and that's messed up. It is messed up. It happens, obviously, in the world, but sometimes people are messing with fire. As soon as I said that, there's the Page of Wands. Like sometimes people mess with fire and they don't really know what they're doing, and it may be because of a lack of experience or a lack of grounding, or just the excitement of something new. And it's like once the excitement of something new wears off, then where are we left? Okay, so the Page of Wands could also be here like promising very big things, but under delivering as well. All right, and anyway, pile number 2, if that happened to you, I am sending you lots of love, okay? And the Page of Wands is fairly assertive about making it known, you know, and saying and doing a whole lot and putting in a whole lot of effort or whole lot of action, but then maybe not continuing on with that level of activity, okay? And, you know, sometimes people are standing at the buffet and their eyes are bigger than their stomach, you know what I'm saying? Some people think they can handle all of that, but they can't, you know what I'm saying, pile number 2. But let's go ahead and see. What do they want? What do they want pile number 2 to know about these words that they cannot take back? I feel like they said them in a moment of excitement. Maybe they didn't have a whole lot of sleep, or maybe they weren't sleeping very well, but you know, they have to be held accountable for their actions though. You know, they're not going to squirrel out of it that easy. Pile number 2, oh boy. We have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Yeah, so this person, like very excited and motivated to pursue you, or to reach out or approach you with a very vivacious type of an energy, showing a lot of interest or showing a lot of attraction to you, okay? Showing a lot of curiosity towards you. And then what? And then what, right? So what does this person want you to know about the words they wish they could take back? What is it that they would like pile number 2 to know? The Ace of Swords. They got more words. I'll tell you that much. They got a lot more to say, and They're like, you know, there's so much more I would say and do if I could. Okay, somebody here could have just been getting out of a connection though, and, you know, wrote a check that their butt couldn't cash. As I like to call it sometimes, the used car salesman of love. You know, the type that is really, really excited when the customer's in there and is all, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then as soon as the people walk out, like sinks really low or loses their momentum, you know? And I feel like this person knows that they wish they could have sustained that momentum or kept the conversation up, is something else that I'm getting here. Also, I'm getting a conversation that started very like witty and fun or banter, but then turned kind of dry or cold. But let's see what else we have here. Yep, there's the 5 of Cups. We have the 6 of Swords. So moving on without really giving you an explanation as to why, you know, and I just saw the word full, and I'm also seeing the word Amelia, Emilio, Emily, names that start with an EM, okay? Nell or Nelly is also what I'm seeing here too. And we have the High Priestess. Okay, so this person leaving you with a lot of unanswered questions, I feel, pile number 2. Raising the bar like really, really high, and then kind of like, you know, sustaining a crushing disappointment is kind of what I feel. Okay. And I feel like this person is kind of hard to understand at times, pile number 2, or maybe you found them challenging to try to understand because it's hard to get a read on them, and they're constantly like, their feelings are kind of all over the place. I feel like with this High Priestess here, there's some feelings that are being hidden. Okay. And I feel like it has to do with their past. And I feel like it has to do with their emotional past with someone else, pile number 2. Okay. And I feel like they didn't really tell you probably how deeply that they were still hurting from that, or how much. Because, I mean, what's really weird is this North Node of Destiny, like, pow, wow, you know, and then paired with the 5 of Cups, it's like going from being the lowest of the low to being the highest of the high. And it's a bit much, you know what I mean? And I feel like this person puts on like a, like either knows how to flirt a lot or knows how to keep up with the witty banter, at least at first, or knows how to get someone really excited, you know? But I feel like that this person, I feel like this person was like, I can't do this right now. And, for some of you, they might not have even told you, okay? They might have just like disappeared or ghosted you in some kind of a way. For others of you, this person just could have been like, I can't do this anymore, but still kind of, you felt like they had feelings for you, okay? And, you know, these types of people, pile number 2, they need to take themselves out of the potential pool of dating people because they're not ready to be dating, you know? And I feel like this person maybe was looking for a distraction or was looking for a fun flirtation or whatever. But, you know, they could have said, hey, they could have said to given you the whole, it's not me or it's not you, it's me type of thing. I just, you know, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. Okay. But I also feel like this person still had feelings for you when they said that, pile number 2, which is really bizarre because I do feel like you're their type. I do feel like you're a person, if things were better for them, that they would be interested in, but you're also not anyone's consolation prize. So like, fuck that. You're also not anybody's, I was just getting that song Professional Widow by Tori Amos from back in the day. It's very weird. But I also feel like, you're not just here to pick up all the broken pieces from all the broken men or women in the world. Like, I feel you guys are healers, pile number 2, with this healing heart. And I feel a lot of you in this pile have a special destiny when it comes to healing yourself or healing others. And some of you in this pile could also be very creative artist types and really believe in the power of destiny or the power of love. And some of you here may indeed be very intuitive, and you did have a sense anyway from the beginning that there was some lurking anxieties behind all the excitement and fun and pleasure that this person was expressing, okay? And I mean, I feel like what this person is saying, if circumstances were different, if I had myself together a little bit emotionally, then things maybe could have turned out differently, okay? I still feel like this person is saying, I turned away, but I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was acting on subconscious emotions, okay? I don't know if this person has the ability to fully see this yet, pile number 2, but I also feel like, this person is saying that you are helping them to move on. That there is something about you or your presence that helped them to move on or helped them to heal. And I do feel this person could have been very down in the dumps because what they felt like was their plan in life was essentially, destroyed here with the 5 of Cups. And I do think this person could have been dealing with a lot of emotional pain or depression or things like this as well. About regrets is another thing that I'm getting here as well. Pile number 2, like this person dealing with a lot of regrets from the past, okay? And I do feel like you helped this person move on from some of that, or your presence is somehow healing in some type of a way to this person. And I feel like the words they wish they could take back were to just kind of either ghost you and not give an opinion or say the things that they should have said, or to give you a very generic, it's not you, it's me type of thing, and just think that it was good to go, without really explaining some of their deeper emotions or deeper feelings with the High Priestess here, okay? And I do feel like with insomnia and the High Priestess that this person has thought a lot about your guys' conversations and has thought a lot about, I feel like they've kind of been like, why didn't I just open up a little bit more? Or, maybe it would have helped if I would have opened up a little bit more. Or maybe pile number 2 would have understood a little bit more if I would have opened up. I do feel like this person is a deeper person, pile number 2. I'm not getting that they like to hurt people, but I also think you guys need to watch your boundaries a little bit, pile number 2, when it comes to the healing and the wounded and the, all of this type of stuff, because I think you're very sensitive, and I think you're very an open channel, and I think that you get intuitive information about people, and you know that you're helping them, or you know you're doing something to help them. But I also feel like this puts you in the position of kind of being a vessel instead of actually being, you know, there's being a vessel and for others to kind of use and doing free emotional labor for other people. And then there's, you know, self-assertive action that supports who you are and what you need in the world. And I feel like you guys are moving more and more towards that. And I completely relate to you, pile number 2. I get it and I understand. And it's something I struggled with my whole life too. You know, and something I've had to work on. So definitely not trying to, you know, talk down or anything like that. But just saying that I do feel like this person knows that you really were there for them, and that on some kind of a subconscious level, you were helping them to move on. And I don't think they really ever recognized the depth of that. And I think they were kind of like, it's not you, it's me, or ghosted or did something like that after coming in with some really hot energy with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. And I do feel like with the Ace of Swords here, that they would like an opportunity to explain themselves, or they would like an opportunity to possibly talk more. Okay. But this may not be the best type of situation for you, pile number 2. And it may kind of play into some things that you're not wanting, patterns that you're not wanting to continue. Okay. And I'm seeing somebody like getting out of a pool and walking up one of those ladders. And just, you know, when you're in that emotional well, and you're getting all this information, or when you're with other people and their emotions, like sometimes you have to pull yourself out of there and take a step back, right? And analyze it logically from a 360-degree view, instead of kind of losing yourself in the emotions of it. And for some of us who are very sensitive and we see that someone's hurting, it's very hard not to want to respond to that. But I think that may be helpful, okay? And I think you guys are healers. I think you have a destiny around that. But we sometimes have to distinguish ourselves between ourselves and another, you know? And there may be a lot of emotional needs that you guys have as well, that this person felt like they were not prepared to meet. And like, you know, and to go that deep could have been scary for them, especially if they were just kind of getting over something. My whole thing is this person, I feel like, wishes that they could have explained themselves better to you, and that they wouldn't have just been like giving you like ghosted, or giving you it's not you, it's me type of thing. Okay, so let's see what else here. I feel like maybe they didn't even give you an opportunity to like speak either, pile number 2. Like, I feel like they just kind of made up their mind and then in their own heads moved on and didn't really like explain anything to you, which leaves a whole lot of mystery and a whole lot of unanswered questions as well, you know? So I do feel like there could be a conversation yet that needs to happen here, pile number 2, but let's see what else here. We have a K, all right, a K. We have a V. We have a U, all right. UVK, UK, all right, as in the UK, and H. All right, this is a person, I mean, the High Priestess has to do with being silent. So this is a person who kept their feelings to themselves, moved on without really saying anything, and was silent maybe as to what that was putting you through, all right? Huh? H-U-H. You guys are like, huh? I'm like, I know, it's so weird. Love, huh? Anyway, we have an L, we have a U. All right. Interesting. L-U, right? Lovey you. T. Light. Okay. Hut. Hut. Let's see what else we have. I also see like Tyler here. Tyler could be a name. Also UT, Utah. All right. Let's see what else. Okay. Let's see what else here. All right, I'm also getting the word lupus, or somebody that had lupus, or maybe someone in the family had that. I'm also getting Lyft, like someone who drives for Lyft or Uber or something, or maybe somebody just took a Lyft or Uber. We have hat, okay? We also have cat, K-A-T, or Catherine, all right? And Tav, which is the letter for the world card, the Hebrew letter for the world card, okay, is here. Very interesting. Ava or Ava is here. Let's see what else. Okay. I'm also getting the word anahata, which is the heart chakra. So maybe some of you have been doing some heart work. Okay. We have an I, Tia. Haiti is also here too. Maybe someone has Haiti ancestors. Okay. All right. I'm also seeing tatty or tattoo or something like that as well. Somebody could be a tattoo artist here. I see a Z. Okay, a Z. We also have an F. Fat. What is that about? Okay, there's that too. We have an R. Rare. I feel like the word rare is here, and also rate. I feel like you are rare is here. You are rare. Also hair, H-E-I-R, hair is here. Like somebody who really loves your hair. You can see all the beautiful hair here in this picture. Lots of beautiful, gorgeous hair. Somebody that could have a nose ring too with beautiful, gorgeous hair. And I am seeing father here, father. Some of you could have had a father that really didn't, you feel like hasn't really supported your destiny or hasn't really acknowledged you or acknowledged any of your talents, pile number 2, okay? And I'm here to say you are very super talented, okay? And rare. You are rare. Your hair. We also have air, airy, okay? Airy. So somebody here could be an air sign, all right? Or have positive air signs in their air sign traits as well. Tara is here, Tara. And Taylor, we're just missing the O, but Taylor is here too. Taylor's father, okay, is here. That's interesting. And let me see what else. Vatari or Very or Vatari, that could be somebody's last name. Yatari, Atari, I think that's a game, Atari, anyway. Let's see, anything else? Talk, okay? Yep, T-A-L-K, talk, yep, talk. There could have been a reason, a hurried talk. I'm seeing somebody who is in a hurry to talk, and I feel like this person like dismissed something, or maybe treated you like, said something very hurried to you, and then like kind of talked to you like you weren't somebody special, or like was very hurried in their conversation with you and didn't really spend the time to really talk something out. Okay. And for some of you here, that may also have to do with your father as well, because I am seeing that about somebody's father. I'm seeing KY for Kentucky, and yes, let's see. Okay, hater. Hater is also here. Your haters, or your hater. Okay, and yeah, pile number 2. Some of you may have a friend or somebody who hasn't exactly been the best to you showing up in this reading as well. If you see their initials here and you know who I'm talking about. All right, and far. I hate being far. I feel like this person's like, I hate being far away from you. Okay, and there is something about the future here. Hard future. Okay, so pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my darlings. And I hope that that reading resonated for you. And I'd love to hear any comments or feedback that you have regarding your reading. Thank you so much for coming to your reading today. Kept feeling like I was getting more and more messages, but you know, we got to stop somewhere, right? Pile number 2. So thank you so much, my lovelies, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's move on to pile number 3, okay? Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the orange tea light, and today's reading is called Words They Wish They Could Take Back. We are going to go ahead and get into your reading today, and stick around till the end because we will be getting initials as well. Pile number 3, I'm just going to do a little bit of my Florida water, helps refreshen the energy. Pile number 3, how are you doing today? Leave me a comment, say hi. I do read them all. Let's do it, pile number 3. First, we're going to look at your oracle cards. We have the square and the challenge. Okay, so there was a fight, and there was a demand, a struggle, a fight, and somebody that walked out is also what I'm getting, or a particular tension that you had with somebody where words were said and lines were crossed, and somebody could have walked out and made certain demands or ultimatums as well. So we have squares, which in astrology have to do with adjustments to challenges, but can also be a real source of tension. So it's not, you know, just in your head. There was a situation where you and another person were really squaring off and really challenging each other. And challenges can be good for the spirit, and they can be good for clarity, but if we're having them all the time and everything has to be a fight, it can get really old. I'm sure, as you know, pile number 3. We have self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. And some of you here may be saying, why do I let myself get drawn into these things in the first place? You know, like I know what these people are getting at. I know that they're trying to like create a reaction in me. I know that they're trying to test me, and I just need to mind my own business. I feel like some of you guys, a lot of people may have been setting you off recently, or maybe people have been doing this to you for your whole life. And you know, something about having an irritated Mars energy can really cause that. Mars just went into Cancer. It was in Gemini for like 9 months before that. So, you know, Cancers and Geminis, and also Sagittarians and Capricorns. Like, I mean, people are gonna, if you got planets around there, you're gonna be feeling this Mars energy. And there may have been more than one person here where there was some type of altercation. And with self-indulgence, there may have been some people like, you know, telling the other person, hey, you're being selfish, or hey, you know, you're not listening to me, or hey, you're up to your old ways, like this type of stuff, okay? Also, accusations can really be a thing. Like somebody could accuse you of being too selfish or self-interested, or accused you of things that you never said or did. Pile number 3, which is always very hard to come back from, and it's hard to deal with. And we have patience here too. So this person wishing they would have had a little bit more patience with the situation, wishing that they would have given you maybe a little bit more space to kind of, instead of pressing the issue, would have given you more space and time, or would have given the situation a little more breathing room so that possibly there wasn't such a, you know, butting of the heads. And we have here, wow, it says, okay, depression, it's in the dark, you feel the heart. Okay, so this person, it says depression here, and this person having to be very patient now and having to wait things out in the dark, not really knowing what's going on with you. And, you know, sometimes people need to feel the consequence of their actions. And in those moments, they understand, you know, that they shouldn't have treated the other person that way. And I do feel, pile number 3, that this person could be lonely. They may be missing you. They may be very sad. They may be like, you know, frustrated with the situation. And at the time, like, didn't give it the space and time it needed, really pressed the issue. And, you know, I feel like some of these people wish that they could have just, and when I say some of these people, I mean multiple people in your life, and this could be over the last couple of years, pile number 3, of people who just maybe really didn't appreciate what you were bringing to the situation, or didn't appreciate your side of it, didn't really listen to you, and were very motivated to kind of win instead of like solve the problem, okay? And I feel like I'm just getting the word take a step back. So I feel like some of you here are like, I have had to take a step back, okay? And I do feel that this person wishes that they would have slowed down, and they would have not spoken so quickly or rushed to like so many judgments, or that they would have controlled their temper a little bit here, okay? And that they would have been more patient with you or the situation, okay? And ever since you've been out of their life or gone, you know, this person really feels your absence, I feel, with this card that says depression. In the dark, you can feel your heart, okay? You know, you take away the light and you can really feel the depth of the darkness, right? Pile number 3, and I do feel that this person has really been deep in that, okay? I do feel they regret things that were said, okay? And you could have told them, hey, I need some time. Like, I need some time to process everything. I need some time away from you. I'm also getting an energy of a friendship here, where a break was taken in a friendship as well. And sometimes, you know, instead of going into the fight, it's better to just to take the break, you know? And I feel like that this person wishes that they would have approached the situation a little bit differently. Okay, pile number 3. So let's go ahead and see, what does this person want pile number 3 to know? What would they like pile number 3 to know? I do feel like they're missing you. What do they want pile number 3 to know? We have the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I mean, they still love you. They still care about you. They still have hope for a fresh start or a new beginning, or they still have a place in their heart that is for you, okay? And I think they have hung on to hope that with patience, things could be better, you know? The 10 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Pile number 3. The Ace of Swords. Wow. Pile number 3. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Pile number 3. I have to say, out of all the piles, I feel like your guys' message is probably with the least amount of strings and with the least amount of explanation, and probably the clearest out of maybe all the piles, of saying, you know, I'm sorry I kept you waiting, or I'm sorry that I didn't tell you how much I cared at the time, or I'm sorry I told you that I couldn't make that commitment, or I'm sorry I didn't put in the effort that you needed me to make, because you are truly this person's happiness. Pile number 3. With the 10 of Cups and the Ace of Cups, you are this person's emotional fulfillment. And I do feel like the irony of it, pile number 3, is that you are a very easy person to talk to. You know, you're very open emotionally, you're forgiving, you're caring, you're understanding, you have great amount of wisdom, you know, and I'm seeing that with the Ace of Swords and 10 of Cups. And I feel like this person's kind of like, hear me out, you know, like they're saying kind of like, hear me out. Like, you and I were so great together, or hear me out. We have such a beautiful bond, or, you know, hear me out. Like, I was learning so much about myself and learning so much about life, and I didn't really know the right way to talk to you then, or I didn't really know like what I had in front of me. I truly, like, it wasn't until you walked out the door, right? Depression in the dark, you feel the heart, that I realized just how much, like, sudden, instantaneous realization, Ace of Swords, like, filled with the spirit of knowledge, that, wow, 10 of Cups, like, you really bring peace and harmony and I feel like into their life. And I feel like this person is saying, like, when they think about you, they really cherish the memories, or they really cherish those moments, you know? And I feel like they hang on to these memories and they hang on to these moments, pile number 3. And I do feel like this person could really like see a future with you. And there could have been a point with the 5 of Pentacles where this person said, you know, I just don't really see myself getting married, or I don't really see myself in a long-term relationship, or we don't have the same like relationship goals, or we're not on the same timeline, or, you know, all these practical reasons for why like something couldn't work, right? With the 5 of Pentacles. And sometimes with the 5 of Pentacles, like making it harder than it needs to be. And, you know, there could have been this thing where you're like, I see all the effort that these other couples are putting into their relationships, and I feel like we're not doing the same, or I feel like we're living different lives, or I feel like we're not really focused, like we're focused on our own individual things, but we're not focused on coming together and really like building something meaningful. Okay, and this could have been something that you and this person fought a lot about or had challenges with, and this person could have told you, you know, just wait, I need more time, with patience here. And, you know, just like, I feel some of you really got tired of excuses, or you really got tired of waiting, or you really got tired of putting what you want and what you need in your life on the back burner, you know? And I do feel like there's a point when you could have left on your own, or this person could have left on their own. And I feel like it was very sad, pile number 3, but I also feel like in your absence, I feel like this person really has started to understand like what a true quality connection this was. And I don't feel that this was just some, whatever thing that happened randomly. If it was, then maybe pick a different pile, because I feel like this is more of a, kind of you and this person had something going on, and it seemed at times that you were working on building something together, and then at other times things would just kind of stall out, or it just seemed like you two were on completely different pages, or it just seemed like this person maybe was more concerned with like having it their way than actually having compromise in the relationship. Okay. And I do feel that some of you were like, hey, I can't live in this kind of situation forever. I need to make some decisions for my future. Okay. And I feel like at the time, this person maybe wasn't ready. And some of their own internal issues may have been holding them back. And maybe you guys knew that too. So you were giving them the benefit of the doubt. But I do think that this person says that they regret the day telling you that the relationship isn't what they wanted or needed, or that they weren't ready to make the commitment. Because I feel like if they would have just tried, they would have seen that it's not as bad as they thought. I feel like with the Five of Pentacles, this person was making it harder than they needed to, probably because they were afraid of commitment, or like for people that had been married and divorced before, maybe afraid of making a new commitment, or people who were just afraid of, taking the focus off what their dreams and hopes and wishes and what they wanted, and just kind of putting it into a connection, because when you do that, you have to compromise your life sometimes. Like, you don't get everything you want when you're with someone. There are certain sacrifices that a person is making, and at that time, that person might not have been able to see that or imagine that or do that. But I also feel like this person is saying, I have to apologize for making you feel like you're not good enough, or making you feel like, it was something about who you were, because it's not. It really was. Have you guys ever seen that movie Failure to Launch with Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker? It's a movie from like 2008, 2009, but anyway, Matthew McConaughey like lives at home with his parents, and his parents, I think, really want him to like get married or have a girlfriend or move out of the house, because he's like a full grown adult. And so for whatever reason, him and Sarah Jessica Parker end up pairing up for this, and he ends up falling in love with her. But it's this whole interesting story. I can't even remember how the whole thing goes, but you guys should watch it. It's called Failure to Launch. It may be kind of like what you went through with this particular person, okay? So let's go ahead and see. Let's get some initials here for my pile number 3s. I mean, I think you guys already know everything I'm saying, though, pile number 3. I don't think I'm giving you like really any new news. I think you kind of already know all this. We have O here, SOS. Pile number 3, help me, right? This person's like, SOS. I also feel like this is like the start of the word sorry, too, here. And, oh, there's the Y. We just need the R, and then we'll fully be a sorry, okay? Here, we have a Q. We have a K. We have a D. All right. All right. We have a Z. dose or doze or doozy. Like something's a doozy, I feel. D-O-O-Z-Y. Like it's a doozy, you know, that this happened, I feel like. Because I feel like you two could be very cozy together, you know, and I'm seeing there could also be the word Cody here. Cody is the name I'm getting. Let's see what else. Let's see what else here. Daisy. Somebody could have a pet named Daisy, or a nickname, or somebody loves daisies. But anyway, we have a W here. A W. Okay. Woozy, like feeling woozy. Somebody could have felt seasick or felt like woozy or dizzy at times, or felt seasick or felt that on airplanes, or motion sickness I'm getting here. Somebody could have had a wicked case of that. We have WY, possibly Wyoming. All right. And we have an N here, an N, son. Okay, somebody could have had a son or had a child with somebody here, okay, or wanted to have children. We also have Sunny here as well. Noisy, okay, noisy arguments. We also have nosy, like somebody who's getting into other people's business. We have an H here, an H. We have an M, Dom, okay. Dom or Dominic, okay. Dom is here. Dommy, someone's Dommy. Anyway, we have an E, Dome, okay. EDM, somebody could be super into EDM. I think we're just missing the A, but we could have Medusa. We also have mode, like somebody's in their mode. Me, Odom, okay, and just me. It's like me, Dom, me, it's what I want, it's what I need, and that type of thing, without really thinking about what other people need. And that could have been a real thing in this connection, okay? We have messy, M-E-S-S-Y, messy connection, or somebody who was very, very messy. Alrighty, pile number 3. I'm going to end the reading there, my dears. You can see all the letters there. And pile number 3, I hope you have a great rest of your day, my darlings. And I want to say take care to everybody who joined the reading today. Take care, my friends.